Much for joining us. As above, so below. We are on a hump day. We appreciate each and every one of you guys for being with us and being a part of what we do here. And I appreciate so much for the love, the support, and to each and every one of you guys, Medifun, Oya, and to my brothers and sisters all around this globe that be watching and that are going through your situation and circumstance. On my channel, I teach real magic. Magic is energy, thoughts, and how to navigate in this life. The most important thing that I can teach you guys on this live about energy, frequency, and vibration. Your tradition and whatever, whether you're an Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi, whether you're a Christian, Ajay, Mystic, whether you're an atheist, how you choose to function in this life is a personal decision. In this journey that I have gone through with Ocha, with Minister Mario, son of Ochosi Crown, it is something that I feel that helping people to understand their responsibilities and the culpability of other people in this process. And if you decide today or tomorrow to get on this spiritual journey, and it does not matter if it's in Ocha, it could be in Hoodoo, it can be in Voodoo, it can be in Santeria, it could be in Lakumi, it could be in any of the African diasporas. It is so very important to understand what we are as a light into this world. And I want you guys to understand that I am coming from a place of education, and I'm a Sagittarius, my moon is in Aries, and my rising sign is Pisces. What you do with your life is your business. As long as you're not in my lane, there is no problem. What you choose to believe or disbelieve is not a problem to me. And I tell people all the time, I'm here to live the life that God has given me and to do what God has called me to do. And I encourage you, sir and ma'am, to do the same. I want to say, first of all, thank you to my Madrina and also to my Padrino and my Oba, to my brothers and sisters in Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi, Congo, and Palo. Whether you're a mystic or you're Ajay, whether you are a Kabbalist, whether you're Eastern Star or Mason, whatever pathway you, sir and ma'am, choose to navigate in this life, I hope that this particular video, what's up there, Monique 444, my Cancer in the house, much love to you on this fine day. Hump hump. I want you guys to understand that this is something that I share with the understanding that many of us, oh, how you doing? Don't be playing with my Sagittarius nature. Handsome, yes. But we're looking for people to actually participate in the form of understanding that you have a responsibility if you're going to get into the African diaspora, and your journey needs to be personal. I endeavor to share something today that it doesn't matter what form of divination, what form of gifting you may have when it comes to guiding people, advising people. Is that not my Boaz? How you doing, Bo? Much love to you, kind sir. What's up, Tree Rhonda Aries? How y'all doing? I really appreciate many of you guys have made this crowning process a whole lot easier. I got to keep myself clear, y'all. I'm gonna talk about something today. I showed you guys yesterday. If you haven't got a chance to see my video yesterday, I intend to utilize this platform that God has blessed me with to educate people that decide as grown people to get as much information so they can be more effective in their life and be more realistic of what to expect out here in these spiritual streets. I do realize that in these religions, especially to those that are in the church world, come from the church world, they're gonna get mad. Y'all don't care. But I want to talk about something today that is gonna hit home on all kind of levels. And in order to grow to a place where you are not making other people responsible, you have to see how you play a part into certain things. What's up, Mama Susan in the house? Mother of the church. Waiting on the father of the church. But I want to thank everybody that came down to my Tambora, to my crown and Medifun Oya. I was stuck up under the throne, so I didn't see a lot. My son them took some videos of a lot of activities, but we want to certainly thank God. Oh, Sister Tirana holding y'all down. Yes. What's up, Aries? Aries was holding it down, Sister Monique. But this, when I say this is grown-up stuff, because somewhere along the lines, we all receive some type of prophecy, whether it's in the church, somebody giving us advice. And I'm a spiritual advisor myself. I would classify as a spiritual advisor. So I'm going to say some things that are not flattering about us. I'm also going to say some things that are not flattering about you when you are receiving readings and prophecy and any form of divination. One of the reasons why I constantly tell people about knowing who you are, remember, even the Bible says that we prophesy in part. Now, I'm going to say some things. I'm going to tell you some things that we went through, Minister Mario and I. And I want all church folks to know, especially African Americans to know, especially black women to know. You're not running from false prophecy just because you leave the church. You're running to a different type of false prophecy when you go to the ATRs, because they divinate maybe differently than you're accustomed in the church. But a lie at the end of the day is still a lie. And you still need to be able to discern when somebody is not being truthful or not completely truthful with you. You understand? Or they may have an ulterior motive of why they may be discussing or sharing certain information with you. And this is the stuff that, because we are more fascinated with a different technique, it's like sleeping with a different partner. You know what I'm saying? They don't do it like John. They don't do it like Mary. At the end of the day, you get some wood and some thigh pie in a store. You getting head from one end or the other. However they do it, their technique and all that may be different. But at the end of the day, if they not touching those spots, you're not. You understand? I just like, keep it real. We grown. My lives ain't for the cheering. So a lot of times when it comes to spirituality, because of how we dress ourselves, we may dress ourselves differently, or we may be in different traditions. If you a liar, whether you an Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi, Congo, Palo, whether you a Kabbalist, Shaman, whether you are mystic or Ajay, it don't matter. If you're a troublemaker, if you're an instigator, if you're a peace breaker, it doesn't matter what you function in, you're going to cause confusion. Even with good information, you're going to cause confusion. Now, me personally coming up in the church as a major prophet, I really did not like prophesying, and I don't like people prophesying to me. And I'm going to talk to y'all today. I'm a diviner, because, I read the cards and all that stuff. Even though people enjoy me doing it for them, I'm going to explain some stuff to y'all. The purpose of being a prophet is to be the guide. To guide the people with the word of God. Guide the people with the information that is coming. So that's whether you're an oracle, whether you're a medium. If you consider yourself a person that gives a word, gives instruction, gives guidance, this is the live for you. If you have been subject to somebody giving you advice, giving you guidance through their spirit of their mind or the spirit of their ancestors or whatever form of spiritual contact or experience they're giving, this is the live for you. If you are somebody that have ruined your life because you have listened to false counsel, this is the live for you. If this is a live that you have made your life better because somebody gave you good counsel, this is still the live for you. Because duality deals with positive and negative, and you can still learn something. And especially if you're going to be out here embarking into certain ATR that you don't have no understanding. You don't know the experience necessary to be able to discern. Because a lot of time, let me tell y'all something. Discernment and experience without understanding what you're looking at and what you're hearing still don't do you no good. What's up, Boss Braids? Grand rising to you as well. So let me start. One thing y'all heard from me, I always talk about being obedient, right? So what people don't understand about me, when Mr. Mario got into this thing, getting initiated and I'm going through these paths, I still was in the mindset that I'm a leader and he's following me, even though I'm getting initiated into these ATRs so that he would not have to go through the process by himself. But I still consider myself an example or a light or a guide for him, so he would know how to conduct himself in this. Especially the fact that this was not his regular routine. This Minister Mario was not no person going to psychics, no person going to root workers. That was not him. He said that even when he was in the church and prophets come down, he wasn't running to trying to get a word. He's like, I don't want to hear no bad news. I don't want to hear. So this was not a person that was out here hungry for a word from the Lord, a word from Spirit, a word from ancestor, a word from the oracle, a word from Oshun, a word from... you understand what I'm coming from? And this is another thing that I want to tell y'all about how being grown is. You have to admit that some of your deception that you got in those readings came from you looking for something. You went out your way to get in that line. You went out your way to get that reading. You went out your way. And if you are getting a reading and you have not done your first work from your last reading, you got to be grown about this stuff. If you're not looking to really grow, and if you're just looking for somebody to justify or verify a feeling or a thought you have, you're going to always find somebody that can do that, especially if you paint. Okay? What's up there, my baby Pisces? Kiara in the house. When it comes down to prophecy, a lot of times, depending on who's giving the prophecy and what science they're utilizing, a lot of us want to hear, by this time Thursday, you're going to have this. Or by this time, because they big on that in the church. Oh, by this time next year, this going to happen. Unless Spirit really tell me that, I don't talk like that. Because now you have an expectation of a space of time, and that individual can choose to do right, to continue in that energy, or do wrong and not continue that energy, therefore change the outcome. Not explaining energy, frequency, and vibration to people. Joseph laid down and had a dream that he was going to be above his father and mother and his brothers and sisters. From the time he had the dream until the dream actually fulfilled was a great distance of time. He was a child when he had the dream, and the fulfillment of that dream came when he was quite grown. He had gone through a lot of things. He had been to prison a couple times. He had been accused a couple times. He done been through some things. See, some of y'all get out here and you want to hear all this good when you live a bad life. That means bad in how you manage your life, your time, your energy, how you manage your relationships with people, places, and things, how you sit back and procrastinate about things. If you're not there to perfect self, not me, then you are really not trying to get a reading. You're trying to get somebody to atone for your mishaps. Or any form of reading is about you doing better, whether it's with the Impungos, whether it's the Loas, whether it's with ancestors. It's about elevation, because that's the only reason why we're on this earth plane. We came down to this earth plane to elevate to higher levels of consciousness, to develop certain, get rid of certain karmic debts, whatever. We came down here to do work. Okay? Yeah, we're going to enjoy some things, but at the end of the day, we came down here to do work. So all of you that getting into these ATRs and you basically going to the mechanic, and you already knew before you left the house that the car was leaking oil. And now you got the man or the woman got the car on the rack doing a diagnosis test. Now you upset with them because it cost you $1,600 in order for them to fix it. Now you trying to act like they're doing something to you when you already knew before you left the house and went to the mechanic before they ever read your car, read your sensors. You already knew you bought a used car. You already knew that car already had 75,000 miles before you bought it. You already knew before you went and got that reading that you were the side piece. You already knew before you got that reading that you and him had already been through some things. You understand? See, a part of going into readings or dealing with spiritual advisors is you starting out with your own personal truth. What's up there, Nikki? From Arkansas. That Arkansas sauce. There are certain things that when me and Minister Mario were going through, there are certain things we knew and there are certain things we did not know. Okay? Why am I talking like this? No matter who you sit down in front of to get a reading, when you're not sure of certain things and you are searching for answers, that answer should not be sought in the midst of confusion. It should not be sought in the mindset of being double-minded. Clarity. When you hear something, when you see something, you need understanding. As a reader myself, as a seer myself, as a prophetic individual myself, as an interpreter of dreams and visions, I do not take upon my own personal experience, because I am talking to you to tell you what that color, that situation means to me. It is my job to discern from spirit, from your ancestors or your spirits, why they showed you some water that was running clear. Because in my world, that clear water may mean one thing, but in your world, it may mean something totally different. The color black may mean one thing to my spirits and my ancestors and mean something totally different. Because guess what? Every practice may practice with a particular entity or spirit with different colors. And so if you go into this thing as a reader, as a seer, as a oracle, as a know-it-all, as though that everything you see, you understand, everything you hear, you have clarity on, then you're not going to be a good reader. You're going to be out here telling people what you think about what you saw. You're going to be telling people about what you think about what you felt about what was spoken to you. And you're not going to give them the correct information. Okay? And I don't want to hear about you didn't intend to. The purpose of being a professional is to consider those things. They tell us about, as a UPS driver, that it is our job to be a defensive driver. It is our job to pay attention to what other people are doing, not just what we're doing. The purpose of you the purpose of you developing. So the reason why I brought this up is, in spite of the deception, in spite of, I was telling Minister Mario, he said, well, they're overcharging us. I said, as long as they do the work correctly, that's my only concern. He said, that wasn't true. Well, it doesn't matter whether it was true or not when we're not looking for them to do what we need to get done in the first place. You have to have your own understanding of who you are and where you headed. Huh? If you headed to Orlando, me telling you about Miami is not going to do you no good, because the directions are different. It doesn't mean me telling you about Miami that I'm giving you false information about Miami, but that's not your path. Walking into spirituality, not knowing who you are, what you want, and what you expect, is doing yourself a disservice. Readers are going to pick up on your energy. And some of them are going to be morally ethical. And other people are going to pick up on your energy, and they're going to create more confusion to get more money out you. Some of you guys don't understand this. You are enemy conscious. I'm going to say it again real slow. You are enemy conscious. So it's very easy in the church to get up and preach about somebody doing something against you or trying to stop you, and you're going to get all stirred up. It is no different when it comes to the ATR. If you are an enemy conscious person, you're not going to stop till you talk to some Baba, some Loa, some oracle, some card reader, some tarot. You're going to find somebody so you can find you an enemy, because you're in it, and somebody's going to pick up on that energy. Your thoughts and how you think about your life, people, places, and things play a lot into your reading. If you are a person that always feel defeated, if you are a type of person that always feel that people always putting you down, or people always have and you don't have, your energy, how you think, psychic reading is your psyche, your mind, the spirit of your mind. That means that no matter what I see, I have to manifest that through the way you think. That's why it matters whether you are a water sign. It matters if you are a fire sign. It matters if you're an earth sign. It matters if you are an air sign. It doesn't. You run around here talking about you and voodoo and Santeria. Your state of mind is going to affect your readings. How you perceive. Mother Susan, could you get me something to drink? I'm not a smoker, y'all. I'm doing this for religious purpose. Now, we've had people read for us that I knew that they were telling the truth. Hold on, y'all. Thank you, man. When I got my Misa done, my Ita, even my Misas, any reading, I know a lot about my spiritual makeup. I know what certain spirits walk with me. I don't think that I really found out the names of the spirits that walk with me versus I already knew their capabilities. I knew what I did. When you get in a reading, what makes a reading effective is it's based in some level of truth. If people should not be prophesying, people should not be reading outside of your energy. I don't need that. Thank you, sweet. Let me explain why. The moment you take, I'm going to give you an example. Me and Mr. Mario are very strong-minded people. And one Madrina tried to, they actually both tried to do it, but one did it, my first Madrina did it more than the other one tried to do it. They tried to act like, because I was the leader, basically, that as though Minister Mario didn't have his own mind. So, and because I have such a strong personality, they tried to come to him like, oh, he always trying to down you. He trying to like the spirit was telling them how I was mistreating him and how I was mishandling him. Let me tell y'all something. That went one ear out the other. The reason why is because I taught him about knowing your energy. Just because you see somebody in disagreement, it don't mean they ain't in unity. Because the only thing we need to be unified about is the goal. We don't have to be unified about how to go about doing it, because he do things one way, I do things another way. And when we doing sometimes, and what I learned by dealing with Minister Mario is, if I got something to do, I'm gonna do this over here, and you got your own project. Because we gonna reach to the same conclusion, but we not gonna do it the same way, and that's okay. When people trying to bring division between you, your husband, your wife, your friends, your business associate, and you guys have a clear understanding of who y'all are as an individual, it is going to be very difficult for a spiritual advisor that is going to come across like they know what they're talking about to bring dissension between you if you understand y'all personalities. You're not going to make me distrust him because of what I do for him. You're not going to make him feel because he support me that it means that it's less of him. Because he knows his role and I know my role. There were people in the ATRs that were trying to bring dissension between me and Minister Mario when we had a common goal. And a lot of y'all want to blame prophets, tarot card readers, diviners for the confusion that you said they spoke or they told you in a reading. But the truth of the matter is, those were your own confusions. Because nobody made you act upon that. Nobody. Let me explain something to you. You already felt that he was unfaithful. You already felt that he was a cheater. Ain't nobody told you nothing. They just picked up on your energy. It don't even mean that he out there cheating on you. It's just that you already felt like that and they picked up on your energy. And now you have taken that as true because you don't understand energy. Just because you feel or think something, it still don't make it true. And a reader got to be able to go beyond what they feeling off of you and know what's really going on in your life so they can guide you correctly. A lot of people don't like to see people unify, and especially see us, melanated people, building one another. And they have a vested interest in when they're reading for you to tell you not to trust. I've had people in this ATR go to certain people because some of y'all like to go to get other readings. And they see your support system. And in order to get your money, they got to what? Pull you away from your support system. They got to pull you away from the ones that can actually see the wolf, the bear, the tiger, the lion, the caterpillar. They have to break down their distrust. A lot of the people in the ATRs that we were going, they were constantly trying to destroy Minister Mario's confidence in me. But I had built a track record with him. A lot of you guys right now gonna get into these ATRs, and you and your mom and them not gonna have a good relationship. You and your sister and brother not gonna have a good relationship. You're not the people around, because the moment they tell you somebody jealous of you, the moment they tell you that somebody envious of you, you're gonna come to the conclusion who it is. And you're going to create problems. Because you already felt that way. It has nothing to do with true or false. I want you to understand that is not the job of the reader. Guidance is about you making the proper decisions for your life. The reason why we achieve what we achieve and through all other stuff, I am telling you that just because somebody's doing a reading from you, that ain't mean for you to go home and destroy your relationship. That ain't for you to go home or go to your job and quit your job. Have to return back to work and we'll watch the replay. Thank you so much, Bo. Get that money. Ain't nothing wrong with it. What's up there, Calvino? So many people are going to come into your life and you may be in a better state of life. And let me tell y'all something. Misery love company. We all done heard that. Right? But you were miserable before you got that reading. Stop going into these ATRs not understanding readings and readers are there to give out information. The counsel is for you as a grown man or woman to take what is necessary. As the Jamaican apostle told me, you got to learn how to eat the meat and spit out the bones. I wasn't going to disrupt the process of our journey because somebody told me an untruth. I knew the agenda. The First Madrina was constantly trying to sway Minister Mario. Huh? Because they knew if they can get him, they could get me. A lot of y'all don't know when things ain't about you. One thing that I can always respect about Minister Mario, he always knew that certain people's motive and their intention, they weren't about him. They were trying to use him to get to me. And when you are in relationship and partnership with people and you are out here in this spiritual journey and you have loved ones and you have certain issues that you haven't resolved, they can pick up on that and manipulate that situation and make it far worse than it should have been. Most people can't discern whether you just got them feelings or whether you actually the antagonist when it comes to a lot of situation in your life. A lot of times as a Sagittarius, I try to get people to tell the truth. The reason why we don't benefit from prophecy, because prophecy is supposed to edify us. Like any form of reading is supposed to edify you, which means to build you up. Build you up out of a pit, build you up educational wise, build you up when it comes down to developing and becoming stronger and wiser and all this other good stuff. But a lot of the prophecies or the readings we get, it creates destruction because of the intention of the reader or because of the intention of the person that's looking for the reading. Just because somebody doing something to you don't mean that they need to become your enemy. Explain that to me, Apostle Ely. You were never going to make Mario my enemy because I knew he was my enemy. You were never going to make me Mario's enemy because Mario knew I wasn't his enemy. He knew I wanted the best for him, and I knew he wanted the best for me. You got to be fully persuaded in your mind before you get into this stuff. Or you're going to have so many people playing with your psyche, your mind. When your mind ain't stable, other people can help you and cause you to be in certain places that it was never meant for you to be in. Have you in certain spaces with people, places, and things that was never meant for you. Or cause you to miss out on things that God had for you. But because of something they said that seemed to be true. Because it was true in your heart, but wasn't true in reality. People have a reason why they want to divide you. It's just like when a man want to dog you or a woman want to dog you, they're going to pull you from your family. They're going to pull you from other people you trust, they counsel, because they need you to listen to what they got to say. Huh? They need you to get away. They got to make you feel like everybody in your family don't want you to be happy. So you will not hear any of the wisdom, counsel, or y'all understand where I'm coming from? A lot of you guys, when it comes down to reading and stuff like this, you need to understand the motive of people why they out here doing it in the first place. Huh? And a miserable woman, and this is, I'm going to tell y'all something, you might not want to hear this. A lot of the confusion that come in your life come by a woman. And I'm going to tell you why it come by a woman. Because most women, gay, straight, or bi, are constantly looking for the approval of the women. Whether they're in a relationship with a man or a woman, it don't matter. Most women are affected about what other people think about their relationship, about their marriage, about their business, their career, their husband, their wife, their whatever. And when till you admit that it ain't really about the other person, why that prophecy bother you, it's because you care about what other people think. And because you care about how they think, they can affect your psyche, which is going to affect how you perceive and operate in your own relationships. I just want to talk a little truth to you. Huh? To all of y'all that you value the opinions of other people. We're living in the age of Aquarius, having your own thoughts. A lot of things secure us through false prophecy. People talking about, oh, Batala told me to tell you this, or Shun told me to tell you this, or the spirit of the Lord, or your granddaddy. Y'all, come on, I'm just trying to be real with you. Because if you're going to really get out here and really want to benefit from divination or prophecies or some type of oracle, then you need to understand how you play a part in that energy working. How there are other people out there, they're already tainted. And if they see good in your life, they ain't going to stop until they destroy it. What do you about you? Me personally, a person's perception, because I'm a Sagittarius, my moon is in Aries, my rising. After getting over how my mother thought about me, I don't care what nobody else thinks. That's why I tell people, if I can get over the woman that birthed me in the world, what her perceptions are, your perception don't. I think that the word narcissism is being thrown around way too much. And a lot of women want men to act like women, but they want them to be men. And energetically, a woman is magnetic, and energetically, a man is electric. And they both are energies, but they should not be operating alike. So if you want a man to think like a woman, then you need to get a gay man that strives to think and function like a woman, and leave a man that is supposed to be logical and supposed to be electric alone. Being able to relate to the roles that we choose to function in life. Sometimes in relationships, when it comes down to readings, you got to understand, if you want him to be the breadwinner, that's one thing. It's the age of women. It's the age. I don't know if you're saying it's the age of women, as in the sense of it's women time. I don't know if you mean it's the age as in the maturity of the woman. I'm not clear, because y'all just. But when somebody is reading you, where they are in life is going to affect how they allow that energy to process through them. And it is very hard for the average woman to be happy for another woman that's happy and she's reading for her. Because she's going to see that as a reflection on herself of what she has or have not. And so therefore the counsel that comes in after that, normally, if I'm going to tell you, why are you getting money work done with an ancestor that wasn't good with money, then why would you get counsel from a spiritual advisor that is not good with finances? It's the same thing. There are spiritualists out here that may have a gift, but they're limited in their experience. They're limited in their exposure. They're limited in how they function. Stacy Queen, in my humble opinion, it has never not been woman time. The fact that the first God is a woman. So I mean, like I said, a lot of times, some of us like music. We stuck in certain genres. And so therefore, when we read from people, we coming from our perception or what I experience. And when we're trying to actually grow as a people, and grow as a consciousness, and grow as an individual that is out here that's really trying to manifest positivity and structural. Because edification It's not about a time zone, because there has never been a dispensation of time. Because even though Saturn is a female, she rules time. The crone rules time. It has never been any genre of spirituality that it wasn't about the woman. This pot down here that I'm conjuring with, that's the womb. You're not dealing with an uneducated man. You're not dealing with a male chauvinist. It is that when women see men that are, and my powers come from a woman, my head is crowned by a woman. When they don't understand that it is not for you to rule over everybody. Every woman is not supposed to be in leadership, just like every man ain't supposed to be. Everybody's don't have the capacity. Everybody's not good at helping people when it comes to relationship or finances. That's why we have different spirits that rule over certain aspects of life. Every Orisha don't rule over every aspect. Every Loa don't do it. Every ancestor. There's certain places of our spirituality when it comes to a spiritual advisor that should be where we should stay in our lane. What happened is, because we don't experience certain things, we make ourselves the expert. And your experience does not deduce you as an expert. That doesn't mean because you went to college that you were a student. That doesn't mean because you done lay down with 7 men that makes you an experienced woman when it comes to men. Or if you're a man that lay down with a bunch of women, or vice versa. You don't lay a man laying down with a bunch of men. That don't make you a sexual expert. That just means you had a lot of weenies. When you're not building from your experience and you're not being truthful about sharing your failures so other people can grow from these experiences in these journeys. And when we make it about things that it's not about, that's a sign of immaturity. It's not about, on my platform, it's about people coming in here practicing the ATRs, it being demonized by the church. I came out, people felt that because me and Mr. Mario was in the church that we did not have power, we did not have certain clarity, and so therefore they were telling us stuff that just simply was not true. And because we were already abiding in the truth, we did not deviate. That's why I'm not out here saying, oh, this didn't work, or I did my Padrino, we did the ceremony for Lazarus and that didn't work. I don't talk like that, because at the end of the day, I know it is still God is sovereign. And when you hear me use the word God, I'm really referring to goddess. But I'm such in a habit of saying God as in God, G-O-D, that I understand where the source of life comes from. I understand the void, the black hole. I understand that. The black sun. I understand that. I'm very clear. But we are talking about spiritual advisors being a know-it-all and people sitting down and taking counsel from people as though they know everything. And if you're going to read from people, tell them this is my opinion. Salute, apostles. Thank you so much. Welcome, Jeremy. It is about no matter where you're getting a reading from and whoever's doing the reading. My purpose of sharing this journey is make sure you are based in a foundation of your personal truth, not your opinion, not your experience, because that can vary based off of new information. That can change based off of economic increase. That could change in the moment, a twinkle of an eye, if you end up getting a certain anointing on your life, or getting a certain ceremony where you have certain other spirits that allow you to operate very differently. Readings of any kind, on any scale, is about edification. It is about making you aware. It's you as a grown person making decision. Okay, am I going to apply this? Is this true information? Give you another case of story. People will tell you good news to make you feel better, but it don't be true. When you want to grow spiritually, you need to hear the truth. There's really no such thing as bad news. It's just news. We call it bad news because it ain't what we want to hear. If it's what we want to hear, we call it good news. Because somebody can tell you some good news that's not true. Just like somebody can tell you some bad news that's not true. But if you have anchored your soul and you are trusting the gods and goddesses or the ancestors that flow within you, then it should resonate when you hear truth. My platform is not, I don't get out here trying to debate people. I share information. I let grown men and women make their decisions. A lot of people trust me And a lot of people ask me to tell them what to do, and I don't do it. A lot of you all, especially females, like to tell other women what to do. You can agree or disagree. I have to do a lot of spiritual cleansing on people behind them, on giving them information behind some woman told them something. Because she didn't feel that who you were with was worth your time. You were satisfied until she said something. You were good with your job until she said something. You didn't even think like that until she said something. This don't mean that men don't be out here lying either. But a lot of the stuff that I have to contend with as a spiritual practitioner, y'all don't like that word. And when it comes to reading, some woman done prophesied something to you in church. I did have members of my church go get reading. And when women don't like what's going on in your life, they're going to inject their opinion. And reading, giving spiritual reading is supposed to be spiritual reading. That means they need to be hearing from their ancestors or your spirit. They don't need to be hearing from your opinion. You're not paying me to give my opinion. Now, if you want my opinion, then you need to hire me as a life coach. But when you come for a spiritual reading from a spiritual advisor, you're asking for spiritual information. If you want a life coach and you want to learn certain principles and how they function in their life and you want them to teach it, that's a different occupation. That's a different assignment. Some of you guys are getting readings and you want somebody to tell you should you belong with that man or woman. That's your decision to make as a grown man or woman. I can easily read your energy and can tell by your energy that whether it's a yes or a no. But that don't mean that's good for you. So do you want to know the truth or do you want to know how you feel? I had people, they do it in the church, they do it in these ATRs. Some people, spiritual ability only goes as deep as picking up on your energy. And picking up on your energy doesn't mean that they're giving you the actual truth. What they're saying about your energy is true, but actually what's going on in your life, that's not true. Because they can't read beyond that. What about when you decide as an individual to block your mind off? I got to be able to read from spirit. So whether you're open or closed, I can still give you a true reading. In these ATRs, it's like any other business. Supply and demand. You call it a bad reading because you heard what you didn't want to hear. And that was the best reading you ever got in your life. That was the most truthful reading you got in your life. You call it a good reading because they said what you wanted to hear. As untrue as it was. I remember leaving out of church and this young lady was prophesying to this guy and told him that God was going to restore him back to millionaire status. So I'm thinking I'm going to walk out of church and tell him like, that was false. He was like, man, she was on point. Y'all, I know him. He ain't never been no millionaire. He ain't never been around her. I'm the only person that came from a millionaire status. I have millionaires in my family. Why he accepted that prophecy, I still don't know to this very day. That has never been his life. That I'm trying to explain to y'all, it's no different in the ATR. People, when they want to hear what they want to hear, they've already made up their mind. So anything contrary, you got to go into it as a grown man or woman. What is it that my ancestors would like to say to me? What is it that the Orishas would like to, or the Impungos? And then me as a reader, it's my responsibility to say exactly. So I was getting a reading from a ruler. And the guy was interpreting, because this is the thing when you're dealing with Creole people, if you're dealing Haitian, interpretation to different languages, it can vary. But sometimes people misinterpret what is being said unintentional, and then there are certain people that can misinterpret intentional. So let me explain. So the Arula priest is speaking to me in Spanish quite naturally, and I don't speak Spanish clearly. So the guy that was interpreting, what he was doing was he was telling me what he thought about what was being said. So he started telling me certain things that just wasn't true. So I started shaking my head. My padrino was there. So I heard my padrino tell him, say exactly what he's saying. Do not add or take away. Y'all know we hear that in the church. Don't add to the word. Don't take. If I'm doing a reading and all they say is going to turn around, that's all I'm going to say. If they say 3 days from now this is going to take place, that's all I'm going to say. If they say no, that's all I'm going to. I don't make up a reading. Some people say, oh, Apostle Eden, thank you for the reading. I just told you what was there. It ain't my job to project or interpret to you what they are saying. It is for you. It's your mail. Open your own mail. Read your own mail. It got your address on it. Got your social security number on it. It got your... That's what a real reading is. And that's our job as readers, spiritual advisors. He did it a second time. The second time I knew is that I stopped him. Now I am, to those that do not know me in the church world, I am notorious for stopping people in dead center of their prophecy. That's false. God did not tell you that. Spirit did not tell you that. I am notorious because I have seen so much destruction that has come through talking about the Spirit done said something. And let me tell y'all something. It ain't no different than these ATRs. You're going to lose sleep. You're going to lose relationships. You're going to lose money if you're not grounded in your personal truth. You want to hear the truth from somebody that actually operates in it himself? I'm not big on telling people what to do because you're grown. And many of y'all grew up people telling y'all what to do. Y'all still trying to tell grown men and women what to do. And we're living in the age of Aquarius. Your individuality is everything. I'm going to say that again. Your individuality is everything. The psyche that God gave you is for your journey. I think the way that I think because of my journey. If I did not have the mindset that I have, I could not walk this journey. You have to have a certain mind to operate in certain spaces and places when it comes to the spiritual journey. In order to be a good role model, in order to be a good support system, you have to have a certain mindset. Minister Mario is and has been the best supporting actor in my life. He never wanted to be out front. How you going to be a team player with people when you're in your mindset, you all about you? Your mindset does not. So therefore, when you get in readings and they telling you about you don't know how to serve. You don't even have the mindset. How is it that you don't got 43 readings and nobody told you about your mind? Because that's going to affect your journey. Your psyche as a Pisces, your psyche as an Aries, your psyche as a Scorpio, your psyche as a Sag. You have to have that mindset to function in that energy, to flow in that energy. And when somebody's reading that energy, they need to understand that. Some of y'all get reading, people telling you about get rid of your anger, and you need that anger. You a warrior. Why would I diffuse or extinguish that energy in your life when you need that for your journey? Some of y'all energy is about mercy, is about peace, being diplomatic. Minister Mario is a very diplomatic person. That ain't me. It wasn't for his mindset to be the way my mind. What readings, conjure, has a lot to do with your state of mind. I don't care what you practice. If they telling you something different, they lying to you. Huh? You are a female and your mindset is that you the ruler of the jungle. You the Tarzan in your world. And two can't walk together except they agree. All you got to do is understand your state of mind and love who you are. You a male. You don't think like that. Huh? Don't let nobody make you think like that. That is not your train of thought. That's as much as I done got conjured and I done developed spiritually. That's why these people do not deceive me in these readings. And this is why I know a confirmation when I hear it. Because I know the state of my mind. And when they say certain things to me, I know it, whether it be true or not. Because I understand I sit and I meditate. I understand my conscious mind and I understand my subconscious mind. And if you're going to be effective in these spiritual streets, this is when they're telling you about shadow work. You need to understand your shadow self. So when somebody telling you something about your dark aspects of who you are, you're not saying, oh, that's not me. I done had so many people tell me, oh, I'm nice. You're not nice. You're not nice. You can do nice things, but you're not nice. Because there's an aspect of you I'm looking at, ain't nothing nice about it. But because you don't know enough about yourself, you will call certain readings incorrect when it's right on the money. This something I've learned from you a while back. I was created with certain traits and characteristics for a certain purpose, and I just had to learn what it is. Exactly. Let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna give you an example. I had my ex-mother-in-law constant prophesying, because y'all hear me talk about orgies and stuff, right? So she was prophesying to my ex-wife that I was in Miami in an orgy, because I talk so openly. So I call her mama a liar. I'm gonna tell you why I call her mama a liar. Because if God had spoke to you, God knew I wasn't in Miami. If the ancestor had spoke to you, they would have knew I wasn't in Miami. Huh? See, sometimes people are prophesying or they're giving you a reading based off information you done gave them. And they think they done figured you out. That's why you shouldn't be out here prophesying based off what you saw on Facebook. That's why you shouldn't be prophesying based off of what they done sent in an email. I felt that in my sanctified soul. If you are not reading people from what spirit, and you reading them based off of, because a lot of y'all motor mouth, y'all talk so much you don't even know if they reading you or not, because you done told them half of the stuff that you bothered by. But you don't want to hear that either. But I'm here to tell you about my experience and my journey in OSHA, and everybody ain't told me the truth, and everybody ain't lied to me either. It's not about who lying to you, and about who telling the truth. It's about what you should know about yourself. It's about what you should be knowing, your journey. It's about you getting better about your finances, about handling money. It's about you deciding whether you are being taken advantage of, or whether you the type of woman or the type of man that give good gifts. That's why I didn't make some of my journey about what I gave to my madrina or my padrino, because that's just who I am. I'm not gonna penalize you for something that ain't got nothing to do with you. You didn't take advantage of me. That's just who I am. And when you get reading somebody, oh, they just using you because they see you giving. Now that they ain't using me, that's who I am. But you so busy want to be a victim, and you got victim mentality, that even when you claim to be doing stuff from your heart, then when somebody say, oh, you went in there, you were just doing it from your heart, then why are you going to let them tell you that you were being used? Because they may have saw that person you were doing for that person, but you weren't being used. No, ma'am, that's just how I am. You misread that. You right about that. I did that for them, but what you're not right about, they ain't used me, because that's just who I am. And people start doing better. In order to be a better reader, you got to not interject yourself in the reading. You got to not interject your personal prejudice in your readings. You got to not project in the readings what you done been through and what you feel like you, because my standards and your standards may be totally different. They may be higher in one level and lower in another. And that's why a lot of times we don't see the benefit or get the benefit of spiritual advisors, because instead of you looking for a life coach, you climb to a spiritual advisor that's there to give you spiritual information. You want somebody to teach you how to be grown. That's not spiritual. That's a life coach. Those are two different things. Those are two different offerings. If you want to be better about how you conduct, that's different. You want to learn how to do conjure and magic and spiritual, that's something different. Huh? You at the foot doctor talking about your eyeball and wonder why they're looking at you crazy. Stop calling these readers false when you don't know what you're sitting up in front of. Huh? They said right on their sign, psychic reading. They said right on their sign, tarot reading. They say right on the side, destiny reading. They told you what kind of reader they are. You the one want to turn them into something that they are not. You're there. They told you what their gift was. They told you what their talent. That's the only. I tell people, listen, I do destiny reading, I do shadow reading. You're going to get deceived because you want to be deceived. And they're going to take your money and they're going to give you a false reading, and you're going to go out there thinking you got something or something is going on that's not really going on, and you're going to blame them for the life choices you make. Remember, certain man, at the end of the day, nobody makes you walk out that office, off that seat, off that mat, and get out there and do things that you know economically. I'm not finna let somebody that ain't never owned no property tell me how to do it. Why are you letting people advise you with finances and you a CEO of a company and they ain't never owned they own lollipop? Why you letting somebody tell you about how to conduct a relationship and they've never had a relationship or a successful relationship? They've been a side piece, all they life. They got an Oscar from being a side piece. They can't tell you how to be a main course to save their soul. I don't understand. Their gift and their talent has nothing to do with their capabilities of giving you the proper information. Advisor. Not telling people what to do. Not telling people how to live. Because if they don't want to obey their ancestors, that's their problem. If they don't want to obey Obatala, that's their issue. If they don't want to obey Ezeli Dontor, that's their that ain't got. You are the male lady or the male man. You're the oracle. You're the mouthpiece. You just like in the Bible, Moses went back to God. I told your people what you said, and this is what their response was. That's all. That's all you got to do. You done got so personal. You done made it about. They don't have to believe you. They don't believe their God. They don't have to believe you. They don't believe their ancestors. They don't believe their goddess. You're just a vessel. It's nothing personal. When I do readings, people say thank you. Then people say it don't matter to me. Because all at the end, I appreciate you thinking that I'm the vessel that is doing the reading or doing the work. But at the end of the day, I got to get up. I done got all kind of readings. And then I determine like what I'm going to do. And I tell them, if this is true, then the spirit going to have to make a way. If God want me to do this, if Goddess want me to do this, if Obatala, if Likwa want me to do this, if Oshun want me to do this, if Zarabanda want me to do this, then they're going to have to make a way because it's their request. Because they're gods. You want it, make it happen. I'll do it. My job is, if you fulfill your obligation, then I need to fulfill mine. But me bringing to pass what you desire, that ain't my job. That ain't my job as a client. That ain't my job as a reader. That's the divine. What's the purpose of you going getting spiritual help and you don't let the spirit help? Sir, ma'am, if you're going to figure everything out, you don't need a spiritual advisor. You don't need the counsel from elders. If your mind is already made up before you sit in the chair, you don't need to be telling somebody, what do you see? It doesn't matter what I see. You already got your mind made up. You were going to go and whoop her ass anyway. Huh? A lot of my success in my readings have a lot to do with me not being the center of my readings. There's things that I hear that I don't know why well, I'm telling you what they're telling me. Oh, I see stuff. I don't act like it ain't my job to understand. It's not my spirits. If my spirits were speaking to me, it's my job to understand that. I am just relaying to you what they are saying to me, to you. You the one supposed to be able to know what they saying to you because it's your information. A lot of y'all get into these things and you, just like in the church, you looking for somebody to tell you to go right, go left, to drive a Suburban, to drive a Mercedes. You work at McDonald's. Part-time. Cashier. Just started. And you're going to let somebody prophesy and tell you God told you to go out there and get a Mercedes. It's just as ridiculous as that sound is some of y'all sitting there and these people tell y'all stuff that is far from the truth. Alafia. Karen Cartwright, what's up there, sweet love? If you want to be successful, in my humble opinion, If something is being told to you that is true, digest it. If you do not understand something, don't call it false. Wait and see how it manifests. Understand what all goes into a reading, because people have a right to change their mind. And when you change your mind, you change the energy of the reading. Sometimes people come in wanting one thing and deciding later on. I had somebody tell me they wanted certain people out of their life. I told them to go to the pot, do what they do, told them what to do. They end up, stuff started happening. People got out of their life. Then they say they want them back in their life. You do realize you use Ogun to separate. Ogun represents force. Now you want all this is what I mean by double mind. Y'all can't be calling people false when you change your mind every 2 or 3 days. Your energy change, and then you bring the spirit of confusion, because one minute you think this way, the next minute. Reading is about the energy of your mind, your state of mind, your conscious mind, and your subconscious mind. What have you impressed upon your subconscious mind? What do you meditate on all the time? How do you think constantly? Huh? Do you feel like you the type of person can't have something unless somebody else is there? So you're going to always have certain feelings about yourself. And then you're going to project that on other people. I hope this helped you today. I hope you understand that readers are not a know-it-all. Any reader that pretends to know it all or tells you they see it all, I see a lot, but I don't see everything. I hear a lot, but I don't hear everything. I'm just wise enough to not let you know what I hear from what I see. That's the difference. You don't tell people everything you see. Because if people know the extent of your sight, then they can get around your vision. Huh? I always use this analogy. If I have a rattlesnake, and that rattlesnake is 8 feet long, I'm never going to be no closer than 12 feet. Because 4 more feet to that is 12. I'm going to always give me 4 feet, if not more, distance. So no matter what the abilities of that rattlesnake, it would never be able to strike me. It doesn't matter how poison or how much bad faith or bad intention somebody has. If you are taking the proper precautions for yourself, you're going to always be in a position that if the information is good, you can utilize it. But if it is bad, it's not in striking distance to mess your life up. You should have a better understanding with the people and the places and the things that you operate in, that if there's a bad actor, they still should not be able to do certain damage in your relationship. But when you're not an honest person yourself and you're not truthful to yourself, it's easy for somebody to strike when it comes to prophecy. It is easy for somebody to bring disruption in your life. A lot of you guys are unsuccessful when it comes to this. It's because you like to interject yourself in your readings. And a lot of you guys, your mind is already made up before you sit down with that reader. And you're just trying to find somebody, whether it's a card, whether it's tea leaves, whether it's OB or whatever, so you can hear what you want to hear. All of us don't have ethics. And that don't make us good or bad. Your journey is what makes this why you should be sitting in certain. If I'm in Ocha, I'm not going to sit down in front of a voodoo priest or priestess to get a reading. If I'm doing voodoo, I'm not going to sit down in front of a Babala. They don't have to tell me that. I'm grown. I know who I need to go to for whatever particular aspect of myself that I'm dealing with. Spiritual readers are not know-it-alls. I don't care who they are. I don't care how good we are at what we do. We're good at what we do in our lane. Once you get beyond that, stop asking them about lotto. You're not looking for a spiritual advisor. You're looking for a fortune teller. Find you one. Stop asking people about whether this man is yours. Then you need to find somebody that casts lots. Huh? $1, $2, $3. Come see, come stop. Because even if I told you who was your husband, you're going to say, oh, I don't want him. Then stop asking. Because the person that's normally good for you, you don't want anyway. Gay straight about. The person that's going to help build your business, you don't like them anyway. But you can actually make money with them. You came there to ask for success for your business, but you caring about whether you like that person or not. And that person you may not even like, but y'all can make a whole lot of money together. So what are you really sitting in front of the reader for? Because your mind already made up. And all you're going to do is waste their time and your time. But not my time, because you're going to pay for my time. You do what you want with the information. So, in this journey, I got more truth than I got lies. Like I told Minister Mario, we still, when they pulled his guardian angel, it was Ochosi. We had difference of issues that went on with our first Madrina, but at the end of the day, our first Padrino, the Babala, they did it correctly, and we got our angel pulled. I was crowned Oya, like they said, and he was crowned Ochosi, like they said. We had people that tried to get Minister Mario to change from being Ochosi to being Obatala for his health. The fact that he stuck with the truth and he knew in his heart that Ochosi was his guardian, he did not change, and that's why he got rewarded like he did. Let me tell y'all something. People can change things for you because they think they know better, or they may change it because of your condition. They may change certain things because of they feel like what you're going through. But if God says something, he'll bring it to pass. Huh? Joseph had to go through a lot of things, but he still ended up where God wanted him to be. And the fact that Minister Mario left him crown, left this particular dimension, crown Ochosi, I'm satisfied. I'm satisfied with my first Madrina, my first Padrino. I'm dissatisfied with their conduct. But as far as them telling us certain levels of truth, because it's been confirmed over and over. You can disagree with certain things that people do and how they function, but that doesn't mean that they told you a lie. And we got to be grown enough to say, you know what? I don't like him as a husband, but he's a great father. I don't like her as a wife, but she's a great mother. I don't like him as a friend, but he's a great business partner. You see what I'm saying? When people reading for you, they got to be able to read that, so none of that stuff get twisted, huh? Because you lied to me don't mean you stole from me. And a lot of times, because we got certain things going on in our life, we put everything on one person, and that's not the truth. I remember my wife told me, she said, "Oh, you lied to me." I said, "Girl, I'm not the first man lied to you. Your daddy lied to you." She just looked at me. I meant it. Don't act like I devastated your life. Your daddy been lying for you to quite a bit. Now you want to act like I showed up and I done did something so miraculous in your life. You just off kilter. I don't let people tell them lies on me. And abiding in the truth gonna help you with your readings. I hope this helped. I hope you hit the like button. I hope this gave a lot more clarity. I hope that when you sit down in front of another reader, I hope that you honor their position. I hope that you understand what you need, and so therefore you are in front of the correct person. And if you have a disagreement with somebody, understand everybody cannot read the same over somebody's work, because if they're not doing that type of work, they cannot give you the understanding. Just trying to help you save some time, energy, and money, and be able to respect what people do out here, because reading takes energy. They got to consult with their spirits. But the more you do it and the more ethics you have, the more your brand will be renowned and be consistent. I take a lot of pride in the things that I do and to be effective in what I do. That's why I'm here to share with you guys, and hopefully that many of you guys take this more seriously and stop just getting readings and not really understanding what doors you're opening. And if you're not ready for change, because I'm going to say this before I get off. This is Medifun Oya. Oya is about change. My platform, if you're not trying to change, I'm not going to be good for you. I don't care how great I am at what I do. If you're not trying to bring change and transformation in your life, I'm not a good practitioner for you. If you're a type of person that's looking for somebody, I'm just not going to be good for you. You're going to constantly get your feelings hurt. If you're here to not invest in yourself, I'm just not that guy for you. There's plenty of other people that may be more conducive for you. I read with the idea of bringing betterment and changing your life. Because I feel like the reason you sat down in front of me because you're looking for change. My head is crowned over you for a reason. If you're in a need of healing, that means that you're going to change your diet. You're going to change the people, the circles. You're going to change your mindset. I don't need to drag you into your miracle. I don't need to drag you into your promise. You need to be grown about what you're looking for and the type of spiritualist that you're looking for. I'm a warrior. I'm not going to tell you to turn on the cheek. I'm going to tell you to beat them down. I'm going to tell you to mud stomp them. That's the only advice I can give you. Because that's the only advice I live by. People can't give you what they don't have. Stop lying on people. They can't give you prosperity they don't have. They can't give you healing they don't have. They can't give you common sense they don't have. They can't give you good wood they don't have. They can't give you good walk they don't have. People, no matter what the ATR, cannot give you what they don't have. I produce what is within me. That's why I stay in my lane. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you share, I hope you like, and I hope you comment behind this video. My name is Chief Apostle Samuel Jr. Medifun Oya Crown, honoring Son of Ochosi, Minister Mario Crown of Apostolic Faith. We did it in the church. We got crowned as ministers of the church, in the church, in the ATR. I'm about that life. God bless you.